2020. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm live in New York, here at Avenue of the Americas, Fox News headquarters. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Fox and Friends starts right now. And good morning. It's November 14th, 2020. Welcome to Fox and Friends. Use the hashtag BetterWithFriends to tweet you're watching Fox and Friends this morning. This morning, I'm joined by a lot of great people. This morning, I am joined by Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division, Jacob Kirkman. Great guy. Also, Honorable Peasant, military and war correspondent for the Fox News Channel, and host of Honorable, also on the Fox News Channel. Also incoming, White House Chief of Staff Charles Montague and Attorney General Donald J. Trump over the phone. We have some very great people for you this morning. First off, to kick off our first topic this morning on DOJ. It's being reformed this morning. Reformed by much, you can say. I mean, it seems like DOJ is really going to change on the Arnie Vanicki administration. I want to bring in Jacob Kirkman because he's going to be a very influential force in changing the DOJ. First off, Jacob, how are you?
I'm good, Michael. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. When I heard you were coming back to news, I was very, very excited. I was like, yes, this guy's coming back. What a great face. What a great guy. What a great guy to come back. So, tell me this morning.
I only hire the best.
Yes, you're right, Attorney General. So I guess tell me how you all are reforming DOJ and how you all are reforming NUSA, because I'm reading here in my script here, you are going to be worrying about taser abuses, abuse of arrest, AOSs, things like that, abuse of tools. All that is going to be under your division. So I guess explain to me how you're going to do this, because this seems like a very interesting operation. You all seem like you're going to be doing a lot of neat things. So explain to us how you're going to do this, because I'm very excited, because there needs to be a task force that's involved in getting these bad cops off the streets. There's cops that taser abuse African Americans, especially people that they don't like, people in the media, people just in general that just don't like. They just having a bad day and they feel like they could just take it out on random people. So I guess explain how you're going to do this, because I know Arnie, with the guy he is, he's going to get this done. And I'm really glad to be joined by Donald as well, because I know he's going to provide some answers this morning. So Arnie, I'm sorry, Jacob, I hope you're doing well this morning, and explain to us what you guys are going to be doing.
Thank you, Michael. So the Civil Rights Division was formed originally in real life because Congress wanted the Department of Justice to enforce the Civil Rights Act, And ever since then, in real life, they've prosecuted false arrest. The George Floyd incident, they prosecuted that, I believe, or maybe they left that to state authorities. I doubt that, though. But the reason why we formed it in Roblox is because ever since the George Floyd incident and Breonna Taylor, there's been this wide kind of understanding that law enforcement officers false arrest everyone on a daily basis. It's become so accepted in our community that
yes, it has.
You will just get randomly false arrested. And that's not right. That is not right at all. So the Attorney General formed this division, and our job is simply to every single civil right you have. It's our job to defend it, and it's also our job to hold law enforcement officers to account. So, in order to do that, we've been taking reports from the Internal Affairs Institute and several inspector generals across the country, including the District of Columbia, and if the city of Las Vegas is ever revived, of course, we will take those reports as well. And our caseload is already huge, and our division hasn't officially launched yet. Our launch date is tomorrow on Saturday. So we're expecting that we will be filing at least 20 cases of just false arrests.
Hey, I have a question.
All right, thank you, Arnie, for that. I'm sorry, I keep calling you Arnie. Thank you, Jacob, for that. Thank you so much again for that wonderful analysis from you. So, and just my personal opinion here, guys. I'm a little tired, and me, I kind of make some mistakes sometimes. Excuse me, folks, but I just think that this is really great. There needs to be a task force on this in Noosa. I feel like past presidents has really messed up on this, especially like Bernard Caldwell, Lacrima. I mean, Lacrima, let's just face it, folks. That guy's presidency was a wash. He did jack. I mean, he did nothing. I mean, this guy must have been like a holder for another good guy. I mean, this guy is a puppet, a fool, and he's done nothing. He's appointed whack people. He's done nothing. I mean, his term was a waste. I mean, he has done nothing. His approval ratings are in the toilet. And I kind of feel like that's helped Arnie Vanick's election very much against Savage Yada. We all knew he was going to win because, Savage Yada didn't stand a chance, right? So, Lacrima was doing really bad. And I think that if we had elected Savage Yada, we'd be basically more of the same. And I feel like if we had more of the same, Noosa would have continued to probably collapse and go down its downward spiral that it was going on. Go ahead.
As a current member of the administration, I would disagree with that characterization. That President Lacrima, the leadership President Lacrima has done. First and foremost, he is a man. He is a legislator. He is a legislator first and foremost. His vice president, Bruce Snyder, is a man of the law. Now you got these two guys. You're not going to have that with Savage Yada. Savage Yada, trust me, I know Savage Yada. He's a fun guy, but he's not going to be like Lacrima. Better characterization might be, Thaysen. Maybe Thaysen would be a better characterization. After Thaysen's administration, Noosa went to hell in a handbasket. And I don't know if you guys remember
I
that.
think it did. I mean, I wasn't there, but from what I've heard, it did go to hell in a handbasket. Thank you for that analysis there. Now, going on to my next guest here, which is Honorable Peasant. So, Honorable, talk to me about this task force that's being made by the White House, because you're a lawman, you are in the military, and I know you see these things firsthand, in D.C. and in these areas. I know you see these things. So tell me what your thoughts on these various things are.
I see a lot of injustice happening. Me personally, I've been arrested for some stupid, but it's sad. It's sad. I think that the Attorney General and Jacob are doing some good things, and I think that I will see some good stuff from them in the future.
All right, thank you for that. Apologies, we just had somebody enter the studio there. Apologies, but going on to Charles here, how do you feel about this task force that's being made in your administration?
Well, I've been disconnected pretty much from the administration for, I think, a week now since my resignation from DNI, but it's pretty apparent that false arrests and specific, I guess, criminal violations like that are a big problem in Noosa. They've always have been. I know half of my arrest records probably false. A lot of people are experiencing the same thing, so creating a designated division for this within the Department of Justice will do wonders in terms of cracking down on these actions by law enforcement officers across the federal government.
Yeah, and he's right, because last week, even our correspondent, Noob, he was arrested unlawfully by a police officer, a law enforcer.
Yeah, definitely.
He was just being stupid. He had American civilians driving the car, running around, and he knew he was doing nothing. He was trying to get away from violence. So
I mean, I feel like they're just arresting journalists and people in the media that clearly have press vest on.
They're arrest happy. I have to say.
It's like they have to meet an arrest quota, or like they just are hungry to make an arrest, or they're just hungry to do something.
Well, Michael, I don't think it's that, and I think let's not desecrate our men and women in law enforcement.
Well, no, I support Black and the Blue. They work very hard to control the violence.
Let's also admit that the nature of this game is surrounded by
robbers,
by teenagers.
And
That's
you're right,
is.
like you said on various things. Arnie,
if
you can get Arnie out the shot, but
it's an immaturity. That's what it is. And
it's basically immaturity. Yeah.
In my opinion, most of the false arrests, one of three things. One, you accidentally arrest the wrong person, right? just because of, you weren't there on the scene, you just showed up, you see somebody shooting at somebody else, you're taking things out of context, you arrest both shooters. One of them could have been self-defense. You don't know, but you're not trained properly, so there's a lack of training, right?
I think they know
Two.
there's a lack of training. It's just, and that's even what the Deputy Attorney General did tell me. I'm sorry, I did tell our former correspondent, Fixed Worlds, he did tell our correspondent that basically there needs to be more training and there needs to be more cops in Noosa to basically deal with the violence and deal with the unrest and chaos that's really going on in our streets right now. And there's just not enough people to really deal with that. And that's really what he told me.
Is this David or is this Alex Cabot you're talking about?
David.
Okay, David GC, yeah, great guy. But yeah, so we're working on that. I mean, there's a lot of things that our administration is working on that we're hoping to continue in the incoming administration. Number two, though, is that it's an egotistical thing as well. Not all of them, but a slim minority of law enforcement, they only get the job because they want arrest tools. They want power. That's why they do it. I used to be, when I first started in Noosa, a long, long time ago, I was NCIS director before it got shut down. And NCIS never had a team in DC.
Was it based on the show?
No, well, the show's a little bit more dramatized. But, you can never get people to join your agency unless you had a team. Why? Because they want special privileges. They want arrest tools. They want stuff like that. But those are not rights. Those are privileges, and they should be taken away. And what all the Civil Rights Division is trying to do is be more proactive to ensure that the bad apples get separated quicker from the good apples. So this way they don't spoil the bunch.
I think that's a very great goal to make because I feel like, all the Black Lives Matter protests we've been seeing, in real life and in Noosa and our streets is just because we have a bad perception of cops in Noosa. We have this perception of this white cop or this mean Noosa, arrest happy cop that's going to arrest you at every turn and for anything. And he's going to just have no regret about it. He's just going to arrest you for no reason. And, I'm going to be quite honest with you here. I've had that image in my mind of a Noosa police officer for a little while now. And it's slowly changing as I become a journalist. But, it's still going to be there because that's what I've experienced as a individual in Noosa. I feel like in my early days of Noosa, I was treated very unfairly by the police. And I'm not trying to be an excuse maker or anybody that's trying to make excuses for doing wrong. But I kind of feel like I was treated a little unfairly by the police just for minor things. And I feel like white, black, polka dot, I think people feel like that, period, that the police are just like abusing their power, for one. Two, just doing unnecessary things that they don't even have to do. And then, Jacob, I kind of want you to chime in here. Do you think the civil rights, this new task force that you are starting up will try to help with these things, be it better training?
Our job is basically to hold law enforcement officers to account. And of course, we will try to intervene where we can and to give officers training on how, you shouldn't arrest someone just because they're walking down the street suspiciously, or they're getting a car, or maybe they just bought a gun. None of that is probable cause. And that's where I think a lot of errors from law enforcement officers come in. They don't properly understand the law. And you would think, well, the law's black and white.
They don't
they probably
they don't
received some
assess
training.
these situations like they should.
No, they don't. And for example, Sheriff Sir Reggie, great man. He's basically the sheriff of Las Vegas.
We have the greatest people in our Justice Department, the best people. And it's just the most fantastic. Nobody said the Justice Department could be this good, and we're doing a fantastic job. Everybody from law enforcement to the administration is doing a fantastic job. We're doing a tremendous job. And the former attorney generals, they were a mess, a total disaster.
They were a mess. Yeah, you're right.
I've been attorney general before. I've been Attorney General before. I took over from Lydia and she took over from Rapidax. When I walked in, the Trellos were everywhere. There was no organization.
Yeah,
It was
I mean, Lydia was
complete
horrible.
mess. It was a complete mess. Lydia, she's a sweet person. Don't get me wrong, but
I
she
just
didn't
think
do
she's a
anything.
trap.
She didn't do anything, and I love her as a person, but I don't
I
think she did a
just
very good
none of
job
these
as
people,
agent.
none of these women are traps.
And
Only
quite
women I
frankly,
really believe
quite
is T
frankly,
Soups. That's it.
low energy. Quite frankly, low energy.
Low
That's
energy.
the problem.
I mean,
Low
just,
energy.
yeah. And I
And
think you're right, Donald. Yeah, you're right,
Mhm.
definitely. I mean,
And some
Lydia.
of these judges, let me tell you,
Uh-huh.
some of these judges, they're nasty women, and not everyone can handle these judges.
Some of
You
these
need a
Supreme Court
strong
justices are just
person.
savages. Some of these judges, some of these Supreme Court justices that have been appointed, some of these people, they're just savages. They're out here just.
They're political appointees.
They're
Michael.
savages.
That's the
They
problem.
are
They're not qualified.
hacks.
They're not qualified.
Yeah.
And you know
I'm
what,
sorry,
Michael?
I gotta
This is
chime in
something
here. Michael, can I just chime in here? You
Go
know,
ahead.
we don't have a we
very
don't
overrated,
have
very dishonest
we
people.
don't have they-sin judges. We do not have Tim Geithner judges. We do not have Trump judges. We do not have Obama judges. We have judges who are
Heaven
trying to
forbid.
apply the law as best as they can.
Well, here's
I
the
wish you were
problem.
right,
Powers
Jacob. I just
were
don't.
not meant to be
Sometimes I don't
political.
believe that.
They are not political at all. I
Really?
can promise
Have
you
you
that
heard of
much.
Razvan Paul?
I just don't.
I have.
I
yeah.
don't
Then you
really
can't
believe
say
that
that.
sometimes. Sometimes I don't.
You can't say that. Look, here's the problem. At the end of the day, these judges. I used to, you know what? You know how I got my first? I was a judge at one point. I didn't know jack shit. I was taking pardon my French. I was taking I think I took like one business law class. I didn't really know a lot, and I got appointed judge. And you know what my experience was before I was a judge? I was an AUSA. I didn't learn anything as an
No, I
AUSA.
bet you didn't.
Nobody taught me anything while I was in AUSA. And that's another issue that we're trying to address. This whole judicial system that's filled with incompetence. It's filled with incompetence because of the Justice Department. It's really our fault. If you want to blame anybody, you blame the Justice Department. Whether it's a false
Yeah,
arrest,
I would say that.
if every false arrest we're
It
responsible
just needs to be reformed.
for.
Period.
That's why we need it. It needs
John.
accountability. It needs
John.
accountability. We're taking that responsibility, and
Yes.
we're trying to teach our AUSAs the building blocks of the law, the basic fundamentals, the basic theories, so this way they can build on their legal career. And when they become a judge,
I
so
mean,
they pursue
right.
judgeship,
Definitely.
then they're competent enough to rule on things. Like I was just dealing with a judge the other day. I have no idea. I shouldn't be dealing with judges, but I am. You know why? Because judges are approving motions with no merits. This guy, a defendant,
These judges are savages. Most of
motion
them
for
are
something.
savages. They don't believe
they
in
motion
the
for
best
things.
interests
They
of the
motion for
average
things.
new citizen.
Excuse me, Michael.
Sorry,
Excuse
go
me.
ahead.
I'm still talking.
Sorry, go ahead.
They motion for things with no legal authorities whatsoever, and then the judge approves it with no legal authority. What's the point of you being a judge if you're not going to adjudicate based off the law? We have a bunch of advocates as judges.
My problem to you is this, folks, and this is what I've said always on the Fox News channel. This is why Fox will always be different than these other networks. These
Honestly,
politicians,
Michael,
a
it
lot
is
of these
so-
politicians. Go ahead.
It is so sad. It is so sad. What we're seeing right now in NUSA and the judicial system is so
The judicial
sad.
system is not set up for the average news citizen. I used to be that citizen. I'm still that citizen. I'm still a private citizen. I'm not only a journalist. I'm still a citizen of the United States of America. The judicial system is not set up for a average
not
news
equal.
citizen. It's
It
not
is
set
not
up for
equal.
people like you and me. It's set up for people that are insiders, that are in the job. They are not set. It's not set up for typical news citizens that are just trying to make their way up in this country. It's not set up for people like you that are watching this, that is watching Fox and Friends right now, and it's trying to make your way, work your way up in the courts, work your way up in politics, work your way up in Congress, work your way up in local government. It's and even in the military and jobs. It's not built for somebody that's working every day for the average news citizen. Go ahead.
Dream is dead.
The American dream is dead. I've been said that, folks. NUSA, and at this point, folks, and this is where we need God. This is where we need prayer. Yeah.
We've seen this. We see what's happening, Michael. We see what's happening in the judicial system.
If-
The question
if
is,
we
what are
find
we going to
secure-
do about it?
I think that Arnie's secure for the American dream. If we can revive the American dream, I believe under the Arnie administration.
The American dream is dead,
Absolutely.
folks. I think it's
Absolutely.
pretty
We can
dead.
revive it, though.
But we need to
We
get
can
somebody
revive
in there that can revive
We
it.
need
Arnie
new
has a good
leadership.
chance of getting in there and reviving it. I feel that Arnie does have a better chance than anybody else to then reviving it. I'm not going to say that he can fix all of Noosa's problems, because Noosa has a good bit of problems. I don't think any politician can fix a good bit of these problems, no matter who you are. But I will say this, folks. Arnie has a better shot than fixing any of these problems than anybody else did. The American dream is dead.
not
We have
dead.
jobs are leaving.
American
We have,
dream is
I
not
mean,
dead.
people are not getting these
frozen.
everyday typical Noosa jobs anymore. They are not. Go ahead.
Laughing at us. The whole world is laughing at Noosa. You look what happened at BUSA. We just rolled over and let it happen. We just rolled over, Michael. The whole world is laughing at us.
Guys,
Remember,
guys,
the
may I
Justice
say this?
Department
May I say
used
this?
to
May I
win.
say this?
I
We
think
used
you're
to
right. The
win.
whole world's laughing. I just feel like,
I would just make
Australia's
sure-
laughing
remember-
at us. I feel like
you
the
remember,
UK is
Michael.
laughing at us. I feel like these
would like
nations
to
that are
make a speech.
well built, that are better built, that have better politicians, that have a better court system, that have a better parliamentary system, are laughing at us to death because Congress is
You
out of
look
order.
at
Don't even get me
Russia.
started on Congress.
You look
Congress
at
is in
Russia.
a
You
turmoil
look at
at
China.
this moment.
Michael, you look at Russia. You look at
Can I
China.
speak, please?
They wouldn't allow this to happen. What's happening to us? This is a disaster, Michael.
Guys,
Right
the
now,
American
the Justice
dream,
Department is working on charging these individuals in the USA with
the
treason.
American dream is not
We
dead.
need to, and this is the problem, folks. We have people
We
like
need to-
Bernard
we know,
Caldwell
we need
that
to
keeps,
find-
that
we
hasn't
need to
learned his
find
lesson yet.
conspiracy
We have people like
American
Bernard
dream.
Caldwell that
It's frozen.
keep making their own nations, VUSA, all these other horrible nations. They need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law for leaving Noosa and then wanting to come back 6 months later. That's not how it works, folks. You stay in one USA and you stay loyal to that USA. That's not how it works.
Scam in the history
It'll be
of this
here.
country. There
It'll
is
be
so
here
much
again.
fraud going on right now.
It'll be here. Lord bless it. It'll be here. The American
Do you see?
dream.
Look at
is not
China.
dead.
They're taking our jobs. They're taking our people. You look at BUSA. They're taking our people. Isn't it? This is an embarrassment.
They're
This is
taking our people.
embarrassing,
They are
Michael.
basically
what's an
taking our people
embarrassment?
and
You know what's
bringing
an
it to that
embarrassment?
stupid
We-
USA
We
that
used
Bernard's
to
talking.
win, Michael.
UK
We're not
5
winning.
times. That's an embarrassment.
And people
Losing
might
to
just say we're
UK
mocking
5
Donald
times.
Trump, but I mean, seriously,
The
this
thing that we
is
should focus on. The thing that we should focus on is the Commonwealth.
This is real.
We need to finish off the Commonwealth. For my opinion, we need to finish off the Commonwealth. China's a whole different thing, but like the Commonwealth, we need to finish the job that we started. Liberate Africa, liberate Australia, Oceania, all that. It's been under the rule of the United Kingdom way too long. We need to liberate it. That's what I think, that if we could have a rally call for all of for our big nation, I think that the American
I don't
dream
know
will
if you
be-
know this or not. I mean, you got to do some a little bit more investigative work, my honorable, because I don't know if you know this, but the NUSA is being taken to ICJ right now. You know what for? I don't know if this is classified or not, but who's going to prosecute me, right?
Please tell.
So we are being charged right now in ICJ. We are losing. This is a disaster. It's a mess. Our State Department is a mess. Our UN relations are becoming a mess. You know why? BUSA. We rolled over. We let it happen. We let them go, and they're not seeing any consequences. And they're just.
It's just a
messing with us.
shame what's going on in the news right now. It's just the country's going down. The American dream is dying. People are leaving Noosa. It's dead.
Man, they're not doing their job. No one contacts the Justice Department and says, "Hey, this is becoming an issue. You want to help us out with this? Can we prosecute these people for treason?" Nobody has
think
come
that
to
we
us
should-
about
I think
this.
that-
We're
I think
doing
we
it
should
anyways,
declare
though.
war.
Believe me. Believe me.
personally-
It's not good. Not good
The
at all.
military needs some practice targets. I think that we should just, cap them off.
No, that's what they want. Because now you're giving them activity. We can't be doing that. We can't be
Well,
acknowledging
how
them. You know what they're
often are
doing,
we-
though? They're fabricating evidence. Sending it to the
Alright,
ICJ to get us
This is-
kicked
this
out
is
of the
two
UN
ways.
so they can replace us.
That's right.
That's what they're trying
They
to
want
do.
This is
they
two
want
ways.
BUSA.
This is
They
two
want
ways. It's a
BUSA
mess.
to be to replace us in the UN. We cannot let a small USA, a bogus USA, started by an impeached president. Everybody forgets that. Started by a impeached president, a disgraced, horrible guy, shameful guy, Bernard Caldwell, to replace us in the UN. We cannot let this happen. I'll be darned if that happens. We can't let this happen. And when that happens, the news is just on a downhill spiral, and we just gotta acknowledge that, folks.
This
Michael,
is such a
Michael,
disaster.
shut up.
Just kill them.
Shut up. Michael, Look at Russia. When Russia sends their people, they're not sending their best. They're sending rapists, murderers, spies.
Russia and our
Some,
relations is horrible.
some I assume are good people. But we are not
Oh my
winning. We're
gosh.
letting this happen. We're just rolling over. And frankly, we need to build a wall. I'm sorry to
Oh my
say it,
gosh.
but we do.
Oh my gosh.
Donald, we share a sea border with Russia. How do you propose
How do
we
you
build
build a wall?
Alaska. You look at
Jacob,
Alaska.
let's just go to you because you seem a
Nancy
little normal here.
Nancy Pelosi could.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Jacob, explain in more detail what the Civil Rights Division, the task force in the White House will be doing on starting Saturday.
The most amazing Navy. We can send our Navy to Russia. It's right.
Navy
there.
gay.
We probably don't even need the Navy. We just need one ship. We can walk across it, make a bridge.
Frankly, me personally, I think that we can let the BUSA grow bigger, or we can just,
Under
have
President
them get a
Vinnick,
spike in
we
activity
will
and then they'll be
win
gone.
again.
That's what we
Believe
should
me.
do.
We are going to win.
I definitely
win
think
so
that we're
big.
gonna do some more
We're
winning
gonna
and we're
win,
gonna do some more great
Michael,
things.
I spoke to Arnie Vinnick. I know Arnie Vinnick. Arnie Vinnick is my friend. I consider him a friend. And you know what? Under an Arnie Vinnick administration, we're going to win. We're going to win so big. We're going to win so much. You're going to say, Michael, you're going to say, Arnie, please stop winning. I'm tired of winning. There's
Can you
just too much
stop
to report
quoting
on.
Donald Trump, please?
That's what you're
Can
going
you
to say,
stop?
Michael. Mark my words.
Yeah, I hope so. I
Why
really
are
do
you
hope
quoting
so,
Donald
folks.
Trump?
Listen, Fox and Friends, hashtag better with friends. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Fox News Channel. Welcome back to Fox and Friends. It is November 14th, 2020. Remember, use hashtag Better with Friends. Show your watch Fox and Friends this morning. I'm Mike Smith. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, I'm still joined by, from the Civil Rights Task Force, Jacob Kirkman, and Honorable Peasant, I'm calling him civil, military and war correspondent for the Fox News Channel and a host of Honorable on the Fox News Channel. All right, let's get back into our conversation here. So we're going to continue with some of the topics we were supposed to get into, but we kind of got on a little tangent. If you've been sticking with us past the break here, we're going to continue with our topic points, including escalating Russian and U.S. tensions together. Russians have recently infiltrated the USM base in Washington, D.C. They have carried out several attacks on the Coots Bridge and near the Wells Fargo in D.C. USM over the weekend made it mandatory to guard the USM base. Also, they made sure that USM base needed major updates. We're going to get to the incoming White House Attorney General as well. Also, the incoming White House Chief of Staff on these base updates that several USM members need. We're going to get into with Honorable Peasant because he's going to know these firsthand. We're going to go to him first because Honorable, I bet you know this stuff more than I do. So, let's talk about base updates. Let's talk about base updates for just a second. What do you say?
Right. I'm gonna watch my words here because the big man's watching.
Oh yeah, definitely. That because the big guy, Large, whatever his name is. I'm just kidding. Large, is watching. I'm just kidding. Large is a good guy. Great people. So Large, why am I calling you Large? Boy, I tell you, I'm so stupid sometimes. Okay, Honorable. What do we need? Yes, I do. I do need my morning coffee. So Honorable, what changes need to be made to the base? The whole base needs to be redone, of course, but what needs to happen to that base?
Generally, I think that a more effective, gate system should be put into place. And I think that I personally think there should be other stuff to do. Maybe fire ranges, obbies, stuff to train on. It's not just but it's also a place that you can go to and be able to just chillax, maybe talk to your friends, hear the obbies, hang out, and you don't always have to be on patrol because you can be off duty sometimes while still on base. But I think you have to update the walls, you have to update the gates, you have to update basically everything because right now it's just an airfield and you can't even use the airfield. So what's the use of it,
You really can't even use it because there's no planes. I mean, it's too small. I mean, you can just get into the base by just getting a car or a monster truck, jumping over the fence, and you're in. Wow, it's really bad.
Just like what Donald Trump said. We need to build a wall. We need to build a very big wall at the USM base.
You don't need walls.
I think we do need to build something to try to just separate all that's going on outside for that military base. I mean, it's just havoc waiting to happen. Yeah. We saw it on our screens this weekend. Savages trying to raid and get into our beautiful USM base.
Right.
Wow. Very sad.
I mean, beautiful.
I said beautiful. That thing sucks. It's horrible. What am I talking about? Anyways, everybody, we're going to be real. It's the Fox News Channel. This isn't MSDNC. Okay. Like I said earlier, base updates need to happen. When will these presidential administrations get it through their tiny little heads? It's not going to happen. Because Paul JKL and Squarehead Dude are too worried about Ridgeway and making a buck. They don't worry about it. They have so much so-called on their plate that they can't worry about the needs of the American citizens. I find that very hard to believe. You want to keep 18,000 people in your game, you better come to our needs. That's what I like to hear. People are so fed up and tired of the clan manager's bullcrap. And that's what Fox is here for, folks. We're here to stop the spin. The spin stops here. That's our motto, folks. The spin stops here. People are tired of the clan managers' runarounds and empty promises. For once, they've answered a promise and made some type of new game. The new game looks like Mayflower. They're trying to turn us to Mayflower, people, and people don't see it. They're not going to see it until they've spent thousands of Robux on a stupid game. Trying to be a police officer that all you're going to do is pay for a role and you're a police officer. Or you just got to pay for something and you're an ambulance worker. You just pay for someone and you're a firefighter. It's not real work. It's not real grit and dedication. You're going to have few run offices, but the politics of the game is leaving. I'm going to get to y'all in just a second. The politics of the game is leaving. They're trying to take the politics away. They're trying to take what built Noosa away and grab all these people's attention. They're trying to take it away from us. We cannot let this happen. We are tired. I am tired of the clan managers just doing... It's horrible what they're trying to do to us. They're just trying to make a buck. DC is perfectly fine. Update DC. Update it. That's all you have to do. Update DC. You don't need Ridgeway. Update Las Vegas. You don't need Ridgeway. What's the point? There is no point. There's no point. And let me just get into my let's go to Jacob here for a second. What is the need? What was the need of Ridgeway? It's Mayflower on steroids. What is the need for Ridgeway?
We don't need a Ridgeway. We need a better community. And I'm actually in the process, I've been in the process of writing a letter to clan management for about 2 weeks now on the matter.
Well,
we
well,
don't need Ridgeway. We don't need
Ridgeway. Let me finish here. We don't need Ridgeway. Ridgeway is stupid. We don't need Ridgeway. Ridgeway is just an empty promise. It's just something to keep the Noosa citizens so-called entertained so we're not on their back all the time. So-called they have so much work to do. They act like nobody has so much work to do. They're just using this they have so much work. No, hold on. They're using this so-called they have so much work as an excuse not to get things done. That's my thing. They're using this no work kind of bullcrap to get under us and to basically make it like, oh, we have so much work. We can't get anything done. Oh, seriously. They make it like they can't do anything because they have so much work. Y'all got spare time. Get off your butt and use your free time that you're making a buck with, or watching TV, or hanging out with your so-called girlfriends, or hanging out with all this stupid junk, and worry about the people's needs. I haven't seen Square or Paul once DM a regular Noosa citizen. Just a regular Noosa citizen. And hear me out here. Just a regular Noosa citizen. And just saying, hey man, what's up? How can I improve the game? How can I improve the base? I haven't talked to one military member. The people that's keeping his Row Nation political dream alive. I haven't asked them, hey man, what can I do to help the base? Hey, what can I do to help the weapons? Hey, what can I do to help the cars? Hey, what can I do to help the planes, the helicopters, the gates, the base? He hasn't done any of it. And it's a shame, and it's a reflection of how horrible these people are. These people suck. And I mean they suck. I've got nothing but horrible DMs from these people. Nothing nice from these people. Every time you get a DM from these people, you expect hell. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be a friendly, non-toxic relationship. And I feel like we've just gotten used to this toxic relationship where people can just do whatever the heck they want to. And no repercussions for it. That's the sad thing, folks. And until we can get off that mindset, Noosa just needs prayer. This is the part of the program where I just let go, folks. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, Christian, anything. Noosa needs prayer tonight. Noosa needs prayer this morning, tonight, this afternoon. It needs prayer. We need prayer. We need prayer for forgiveness. We need prayer for blessings and just to break the chain of just toxicity. To break the chain of toxicity tonight. We need prayer to break the chain of toxicity tonight. And I just want us to all bow our heads tonight. And I don't care if you're atheist. I just want you to pray to whoever you believe in and just bow your head and just say something in silence. Just think about it. I mean, but I'm gonna pray for forgiveness. I'm gonna pray for prosperity in Noosa tonight. And as I go home and as you all continue with your day and things like that, I'm gonna pray for prosperity. I'm gonna pray to break the chain of toxicity. I'm gonna pray to break the chain. I'm gonna pray to break the chain of police brutality. I'm gonna pray to break the chain of all of Noosa's issues tonight. I'm gonna pray to break the chain of toxicity. It's falling on all on one umbrella. Break the chain of toxicity today.
Break the chain.
And if you all believe in God, you'll pray with me. A simple prayer. Just bow your head.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Let's pray. Let's pray.
I hope you prayed a quick prayer for that quick 5 seconds. Like I said, folks, Noosa needs help, and it needs help now. And it seems like the farther we move, go ahead.
The thing is, terrible. They don't care about what is. They just go like, oh, we need to get this done. We need to get it. This is what the people want. When it's just what they want. That's what they want. They want things to where they get Robux. They want more money. They want to do things with different maps because they know they'll get paid more when they build new maps. Next thing you'll see, if we have a crooked administration after Arnie, the next thing you'll see, and I swear to you, the next thing you'll see in the USM is people buying ranks.
Yeah, you're right. I think the next thing you're going to see in the next couple of months, at the rate these clan managers are going, is people going to buy ranks. You're going to see these big buttons on the side of your screen. And I know it's coming, folks. You're going to see these buttons on the side of your screen that we don't want to see. And it's going to say, buy rank, buy E1, buy E2, buy O1, buy O3, buy these different ranks in the military, buy this, buy that. You'll have all the things, all of that. And it's going to be a sad day because we know the clan manager put profit before people. And that is a person that you don't want to be. That tells us that they have put profit over people.
I cannot imagine if the secretary if the Secretary of Defense would unmute himself and undeafen himself, we could get his input, but sadly he won't. Anyways,
he's taking a test.
He's taking a test, right? Anyways, it's sad. They don't care what we want. They don't care what we need either. The military needs like Omega updates. All the USMC has right now is Paris Island. And let's be honest, the only thing that we do at Paris Island are recruit trainings. We need a FOB. We need something like penalty.
Sure do.
We need a base. We need an actual base. But no, these devs and all that saying, oh, no, we only get paid half of it. We're going to half-ass it and then get the money. That's what they think they'll do. I bet you in the next game,
all these devs want is to make a buck. And people get mad when you try to call out the clan managers. But folks, I don't care about your feelings. I care about making a story and making some news. And that is the problem in America. People care about your feelings. I don't give a crap about your feelings. I could care less about your feelings. Bottom line is, the Klan men just want to make a buck. And no matter how you want to paint the picture, it's what's going on. Folks, it's a shame. It's really sad. And we can put the comedy aside, right, for just a second. And Jacob,
Right.
you've been pretty silent. I just want to know how you feel about all this, but dang, man.
You know, Michael, I'm not shocked to hear any of this. I'm really not, because this has been the state of our military basically since, like, I want to say since basically Tim Geithner. And I know that Tim, really tried to help out the military and all, indirectly. It just wasn't enough. And I mean, I love Large as the Secretary of Defense. I think he's a great Secretary of Defense. It's just that this president doesn't want to do anything. This president has just been a status quo president. And the American people
Wrong.
voted affirmatively to change that. They
Wrong.
said, we want...
They're tired of status quo. Lacrima
Yes.
was status quo. Thank you, Jacob.
Wrong.
He's wrong. No. And we can have differentiating opinions here, but Lacrima, to many Americans, is status quo. Y'all can't lie about that, man. He's status quo. He hasn't done anything major to impact Congress. He hasn't done nothing to impact our troops. He's just status quo. He's just a filler for Arnie. Arnie will not be status quo.
Agree with that, and I'll tell you why. What you just complained earlier in their show. You said, "Thank God we don't have Savage Yada," right? Why would Savage Yada be so bad? Because he wouldn't be status quo, Michael. You can't have it both ways. Status quo means he's dependable, he's reliable, he's done his time, and he knows what he's doing. Lackerman knows what he's doing. Michael, Bruce knows what he's doing. Bruce Snyder knows what he's doing. These are fantastic
Status quo
people.
president.
Guess what?
Still,
They
most
merged
people,
with
they're still
Arnie
status
Vinnick.
quo.
You know why? Arnie Vinnick knows what he's doing, and he's surrounded himself with the right people.
And Arnie is not going to be status quo.
Is Large status quo? Large knows what he's doing. He's a great Secretary of Defense. He was a great Secretary of the Treasury. He transformed the Treasury Department. And you know what? He's going to be an amazing FSA. So when you say status quo, you can't be going against the status quo, but then also go against non-status quo. You can't have it both ways, Michael. If you want somebody that will do
Well, I'm not wanting to
what
have
they're
it both
supposed
ways.
to do, that's status quo. Sorry to say it. If you want somebody like
guess-
Savage Yada, that's not status quo. We just prosecuted Savage Yada.
Yeah.
We have 2 criminal cases against him. One of them just got finished, and he got convicted.
You guys wouldn't go
So
on
if
to
you
the
want
next
that, if you want him as president, then you already know what you can expect. He's going to be a much more fun president. He won't
Mike-
be status quo.
Yeah.
So you
Mike,
gotta have.
I
you
think
gotta
you're right.
choose.
Are we going to go on to our next topic with this the transition candidates? which I
Yes,
think
we
is
are.
the
We're going to go on to one of our last topics before Fox and Friends does end. This is going to be a full hour show today on Fox and Friends. Thank you so much again for watching. So we're going to get into these transition candidates. I know all of you watching on Fox News Radio listening on Fox News Radio and listening on Sirius XM are really curious about our transition candidates for the Arnie Reaper campaign. So Dork Jacob and the Attorney General can really break these transition candidates down for us. So, Donald, what's going on in the administration regarding transition candidates, applications, things like that?
You should be asking
Well,
Charles.
the Department of Justice. We hope to see that we. So
I'm going to go with
couple
Charles
things.
short after them, but go ahead.
Sure. Couple things. So under the Justice Department, when I took over as AG, our FBI was a complete disaster. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. The FBI used to be so tremendous. Last time I was AG, the vice president was actually my FBI director. He's a great guy. Bruce is amazing, an amazing guy. In fact, Bruce, I don't know if you guys know this. Many people don't know this about Bruce. He's got the biggest heart. He really does. And you know what? He loves the people in the FBI. He has the most respect for the FBI. I've never seen it before. He's so dedicated. Even as vice president, to this day, FBI is using Klan Labs. Klan Labs is not free. You have to pay for it. It's a monthly subscription. Michael pays for it. No, he doesn't get any credit for it. Michael pays for it out of the goodness of his heart because he loves the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I just people
He
like
fought
that
everyone.
and people like
But
that
no one,
deserve the credit they deserve. The media is not highlighting these people.
no,
There
of
is
course.
good
He
people.
doesn't
There
ask
is
for it.
good people in Noosa that are doing what they're supposed to do, and it kind of chokes me up sometimes. I'm sorry.
People love.
I'm sorry.
Look, people like Michael. He may be status quo. You want to call him status quo, fine. But you know what?
There's still
He is
people in
some of
Noosa
the most-
that are
the
still
most loyal, the most
that still do
caring
good
people.
things and are still, that still do good things. And I try not to get kind
Absolutely.
of teary eyed about it, but it's
Absolutely.
just the depiction of people in Noosa is just so bad, and it's just the violence we see and the division, we gotta get together,
let
man.
me tell
We
you
gotta
something,
get
Michael.
together.
Let me
It's
tell you
just we
I
can't
understand-
do this
I understand the
anymore.
resentment. I understand the resentment that a lot of people have for the status quo. I understand it. People want to see new faces. But the downside of a new face is an experience. So this is what I did. In regards to the FBI, complete mess. We had a new face in the FBI as director, and it got shot down. It was in the tubes. You wouldn't have believed it. I mean, this FBI used to be the most baddest agency in USA. And now you look at it, it's a complete mess. So I fired the FBI director. I mean, with, of course, permission from the White House. I fired him, got rid of him.
All right, so
That
we're
was
gonna
the
go on a
deputy
quick
director.
commercial break, and then we're gonna go into who
Well,
won
hold on,
the
Michael.
week.
Hold on, Michael. Let me finish
Okay,
this
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
So,
Sorry, we got
what
time.
we did is I called Echo back. Echo back, he may be establishment or status quo, but he's experienced. He brings experience with him. We made him FBI director. He's doing a phenomenal job right now. And I hope to see him stay for next term. And we promoted somebody from within the FBI, a new face, as deputy director. So he can learn the ropes, so he can learn how to do it from some of the best people around, from Echo Beck, who's very experienced. And then that's how you get new faces. You don't jump into a new face. You gotta train a new face, and that's what we're trying to do here at the Justice Department, without compromising the integrity of our FBI.
All right. Well,
Thank you for
was
that.
very
I
quick.
really do appreciate that. We're gonna go on a quick commercial break, and then us as a panel is gonna get into who won the week. Fox and Friends tradition. Again, use hashtag Better with Friends to show that you're watching Fox and Friends this morning. Again, thanks for watching Fox and Friends this morning. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Fox and Friends, hashtag Better with Friends. To tweet you're watching our program on the Fox News channel. All right, who won the week? I think Arnie Vanek won the week just with his amazing win on Tuesday. on Saturday, whatever it was, but I think he won the week. What do you think?
I'll nominate Charles because he's been working hard to get his transition in check and make sure everything's going to a smooth transition and everything's good.
I
So
agree with you.
nominate
I think he did good.
I nominate Charles. Me personally.
You know, Michael, I have to nominate Charles too. I think that he's been running a fantastic transition. I don't know him personally, but
Charles is a
I've
good
heard
guy.
nothing but
He's
great-
a real
yeah.
nice guy. I think he's gonna do a great job in the White House. I think he's gonna really do a good job. I think I'm gonna have fun reporting on him though. All right. So we all think Charles won the week.
I think Large won the week.
Y'all think? Okay. Who
I
said?
do.
Who? Okay. Who
I do.
said Large won the week?
The Attorney General.
Okay.
says
You think Large won?
won
Why
the
do you
week.
think Large won the week?
Absolutely. Well, I don't think he won the week. I think he won the month. I mean, this guy is the hardest worker. I mean, he's literally in this call right now while he's taking a test.
He's just
That's
Yeah.
that's the
He's-
dedication right there.
this
This
guy
guy
is
is
so
on the
dedicated, it's
call,
unbelievable.
taking the
He goes
test.
from the-
Come on, y'all. Let's just clap for this guy. Come on. I need to hear some hand claps right now. Clap for this guy.
Absolutely.
This guy is
Round
like
of applause for
taking a
Lawrence. Good
test
job, Lawrence.
in this call. That is some
This
serious
guy-
dedication
this
right
guy
there.
has so much dedication. He should be given a presidential medal.
I'm gonna nominate.
I
like,
mean,
a
seriously,
major
that guy. There would be no way, and you know what, that I would be in a call like this taking the test. Are you crazy? That guy's got some dedication. That guy, he's gonna do some great things. I know he is.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that I still nominate Charles.
You still nominate Charles?
Well,
Most
Charles
of you
is a
say
good
Charles, so I'm gonna say
so I'm
Well, I
gonna
like
say
Lawrence.
Charles Montague probably won the week.
Charles Montague probably want to win.
Charles can't talk
Charles
right
can't
now,
talk
but
right
I'm sure he's
I'm just saying.
very honored.
I'm just saying, right? I haven't heard of anything from. I like the dedication that Large has, right? I like it, but when we look on it, it's business over, that stuff. Business, business.
I would,
I think that Charles is a pretty good candidate for it. So me personally, I think that Charles should be the politician of the week. I think he did a good job as well because there's so much nominees, there's so much position. The thing with the government is that there's thousands in real life. There's thousands and thousands, maybe actually hundreds of positions in the government agency that you would have to apply for, finish, and then Charles over here, he's getting all that stuff done. He's getting the applications done. He's checking the applications. He's turning in the applications. He's checking which one is the best, and then he announces the candidate. Like, come on, guys. I'm gonna be honest here.
yeah, I think you're right.
I
Definitely.
think you're right. Definitely.
I think
So,
that's
alright. I think we both can agree on that. I think all of us can really agree on that. Charles Montague
Charles Montague.
won the week. All right. Well, I think the eyes have it. Charles Montague won the week. And Large Titanic got close. But again, to his dedication, there's still good people in news, by the way, guys, right? We're not here to bash the bad people, but we kind of are here to bash the bad people. I don't care about your feelings. All right. So, again, thank you for watching the Fox News channel. Thank you for watching Fox and Friends. Thank you to Jacob, to Honorable, to the whole executive branch for supporting the Fox News channel. Your love and your support is just it shocks me sometimes. Thank you for watching the Fox News channel. America's Newsroom is next with Marcus McCallum and Bill Hemmer. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching the Fox News channel. I'm Michael Smith in Washington. Bye-bye.